Right then, time for me to build the giant. Now, I have to admit, like this Aleguzzler Guargant, as it's called in the Stormbringer magazine, is of course the old giant kit from Warhammer the Old World. What I absolutely love, no doubt about it here, is that at one time this kit was just considered to be huge. You know, I mean, it was considered to be just one of the biggest models that anyone ever expected to have in plastic. And then over time, to be quite honest, this has become, well, small, you know, not small, but not big compared to other monsters out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this together. What you may see as a difference with this kit compared to a lot of other Stormbringer kits is there's no numbering on it. So you can see there's no numbering to tell you which ones to grab hold of. And you just kind of have to look at the instructions and work it out from there. But I also recall this being quite an easy kit to build back in the day. So I'm just going to snip out the front and the back of the body. And from there we can start working on other stuff. So, now as a kit that's been around for quite a while, there's always a risk of, you know, the mould having, you know, shifted, I suppose. I'm not sure if there's a technical term for it, but we don't know if the mould has degraded over time, which can cause, you know, pieces to not really connect together as well as they used to. Of course, I don't know how often Games Workshop update their molds and recast them, but I have found that sometimes even kits that are relatively new, I've found, you know, bad mold lines and things like that on them, and you'll find them on this kit because it's an older mold, no doubt about it. Okay. The good thing is we've got a lot of options with this kit about arm positionings, head options, and so many other things. And the other thing is you've got to ask yourself if you're going to glue everything together right away, because if you do, there's a chance that you're going to make painting a little bit more difficult. Look at that big belly. Right then. So make sure that you dry fit everything to begin with. Just make sure everything is fitting together comfortably. Make sure that you've cleaned up all of the mold lines and injection points. Again, particularly with a kit like this that's seen a few years of service, and therefore we might have an imperfect fit here and there. Just trying to make sure that I've cleaned everywhere on the inside. So let's see how well this old kit goes together and see if there's any obvious signs of splitting or big gaps. It doesn't seem that bad, but I can tell that as I'm pushing it in, it does seem to have, you know, a bit more space than I would normally like. Right. Now, if you've got some rubber bands to hand, this is probably a good time to use them. Just to really hold this together for a while. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip it into my vise here and let it dry for a bit. So I'm not going to swing over to my vise. But what I'm basically doing here is I'm popping it in my vise and I'm just forcing it together for a little bit to hopefully close up as many of those gaps as possible. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get the bum and the crotch. And snip that out. And just give that a good tidy up. Alright, now let's just make sure this lines up as well. Yes, it does. Make sure I've tidied this up properly as well. Right. There we go. Okay, now let me get my torso part from here that I put in the vise just to let it settle better. This should click into here quite easily. Now, depending if you are a sub-assembly type painter, you may decide you don't want to glue this on. You know, I was trying to pull the body off there and the legs came off with each other instead. See how tight that fit is? There we go. Great. And I absolutely love how this was, you know, you've got to imagine that someone hand sculpted this, if memory serves. Right, let me check here. So we've got right leg and left leg to do. So you're just going to have to kind of look and make sure you've got the right one, because there's no numbering. So you just got to pop this together. Right. So here we go. Let's put this guy in here. I hope this is the right one. You see, there's a good chance that I'm going to... See, I don't think that is the right one, is it? No. That's the right front, but this is... I swear, it's so annoying. So this is our right over here, but I don't think that's the right front. This might be the right back even. Let's have a quick look. Maybe this one's the right one. Let's check. Yeah, there it is. Just so annoying that they're kind of at diagonals to each other on the sprue. I mean, the good thing is the way that the kit is, you can't get it wrong by accident. Not unless you really try and force it in there. It's just kind of annoying. Oh yeah, look, I mean, it's hard to see, but there is actually an R indented into that part. It just wasn't obvious. Yeah, there's an L in that one as well. I just couldn't see it. Right, I gotta let that dry. No, it seems a good fit. There doesn't seem to be any gaps between it forming, so that's a positive. I get the other one out for the left leg. Now, just want to make sure that this doesn't pop apart, because otherwise it's going to look absolutely terrible, isn't it? Right, now we can start gluing these on here. Now, when this one goes in here, like this, on mine you can see there's quite a bit of a gap there forming. Let's hope it's not going to show when it's all painted. Now it's time for some choices for what we want to have on this. So we've got sort of different left and right arms available to us. And it's just really a matter of picking the ones that we like the best. So I think I'm going to go for one kind of arm stretched out and the other bending. Now the key thing is here, making sure that I'm getting them on the right side so that they don't look weird. So there's that one, and then I think this one is the other side. Nope. Let's just check which one, you know. The good thing is you don't actually have to glue these right away, so you can have a good look and see which ones you like first. So let me get all the arms out and then I'll make a decision about what's what. I think, looking into this, what are our options here? Just trying to make sure that they are the right way around. For want of a better word. You'll be able to tell if they're the right way around. Basically, the right arm has a little kind of diamond notch in it, and it's like this for the other arm, where it doesn't have that notch. So you can't really get them back to front, and it's just choosing which one you prefer. So I kind of think for myself, I like sort of this arm forward, this arm backwards. That's what I'm going to go for. Okay, now time for some feet. So you got a choice. Well, on this sprue, you've got a choice between 4 and 3 toes. However, you may also decide that you want to go a bit more chaotic and go for hooves. You see, you do have some really good options on this kit. So I don't, because this is going to be part of my Orc and Goblin tribes in the future, I'm going to give him a nice normal set of 4 toes. Tidy up that mold line as well while I'm at it. Time for a pedicure. And then make sure you put the feet in the right ones. Now, let me just look at my feet a second. Yes. Now, on normal feet, the big toe goes on the inside. So I'm going to do that. Just making sure that he balances as well. Look at that, that keeps popping open, it's annoying me. Right, now for our choice of heads. So again, we've got quite a lot of options here, from, plain heads, some with hair and beards, and a chaos one, if you want to go down the chaos route. I like this beard. I really like this beard. And that's the route I'm going to go down with him. If he's got a beard, he might even be accepted in a dwarf army. There we go. Again, just pop in whatever head you like. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Now it's about choosing what kind of hands we like and what kind of weapons we like. So again, this is all about, you know, picking what you like best, really. Now I think I need to get that piece out as well, because we've got some choices about what's going to cover the gap on top of this arm, which I'm pretty certain is this bit. But I think there are other choices. Now what I like about this is it's using armour and a shield. Someone's chest piece and someone's shield as armour. I've seen some beautiful like versions of this done up where they've took just tons of different armour and shields and really turned it into a full-blown armoured skeleton, armoured giant. Right, choices. What kind of weapon do I want on this? Because there's so many good weapons to choose from that whatever I choose, I'm going to be disappointed that I didn't choose something different. But this bone club is definitely something I'm interested in here. Now, that's for that arm. And then I've got to make a decision about what's going on his other hand. So again, you've got choices. We could, you know, potentially go for other clubs. I'm just having a look what's here and what I think I like. Let's see. This might seem really weird as well, but count the number of fingers on the weapon that you're using so that you can get a matching hand. I'm going to go for this open hand on this one. There we go. And then get his club on the other hand. Of course I need the other side of the skull as well. Let me find that. Right then. Oh. Try that again, shall I? Again, just pick your positioning of these weapons as well, because you want to give the impression, you might want to give a more dynamic approach, you might want to give a striking approach. It's all about the arm positioning as well. So I want to give this a feeling that he's really striding forward. Really off balance, isn't he? Now, the next thing that we can kind of think about as well is optional extras. So there's so many of these things that it'll be a disappointment not to use them. Now, what I think I'll do though is I'm going to do a separate video about basing the giant, and I'm going to do a basing video where I kind of go through all of these. I think if there's one last thing that we really need to do now on this is that choice of loincloth. I do want to put this on. I'm going to go for the one that seems to have scales. I like the look of that scaly one. You know, because I just don't personally think I want to see the Giant's posing pouch every time I go for it. So there we go. Right, and there we go. That is how we build our Aleguzzler Guargant for Stormbringer. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.